It's too late to say you're sorry. Washington, D.C. When Congress approved the Alaska Pipeline in 1973 in preference to the longer but safer Canadian roads, which would not have involved transferring the oil to ships. The oil companies promised they would not make a mess of the environment. In particular, the Alaska Pipeline Company, which is owned by 8 oil companies and operates the pipeline, signed an agreement pledged to have plenty of clean-up equipment ready to go into action within 5 hours of an oil spill in Prince William Sound near Valence, where the pipeline reached the Pacific. A quarter of the oil produced in America, 2.1 billion barrels a day, comes to Valence for shipment by tanker. Last week, the company broke all their promises. One of the excellent tanker, the Exxon Valdez, captained by a man with a history of drink driving convictions, and with only an unlicensed third mate on the bridge, straight from the channel, ran around and released 240,000 barrels of crude oil into the Sound. Alaska Pipeline has little equipment on hand and did almost nothing for 3 days, at which point the storm took the oil beyond the reach of the containment efforts and threaded the Sick over 100 square miles. The spill could not have come at a more vulnerable time, ecologically or politically. The Sound is about to fill with spring hearing, and Congress is soon to vote on huge expansion of oil drill in Alaska. Environmentalists always say that the area affected by a spill is sensitive, but in this case they are right. The water is cold, which makes the oil slow to disperse. It is also a rich habitat that supports huge densities of fish, birds, sea whale, and sea orangs, many of which are unusual or crudely both of more commercial importance. The Sound supports a fishing industry that brings in $100 million a year, mainly in the form of salmon, herring, and herring roe, much of it destined for Japan. Baby salmon leave the river and hatched to enter the Sound in spring, when herring gather in early April to lay their eggs in the Sound. This year, said fishermen, both types of fish might die in huge numbers, and the population may not recover for decades. That pessimism may be unjustified. After the Armco cruise broke up off Brittany in 1978, releasing 6 times as much oil, predictions of further beaches, wrong oyster beds, and absent tourists were borne out. But scientists have concluded that the ocean has physically eaten up and chemically broken down oil better than expected. Indeed, chemical used to disperse the oil may have done more harm to nature than the oil itself. Among Alaska's half-hearted attempts to clean up the Alaska spring were some largely abbreviative attempts to disperse the slick with detergents. 3 years ago, the town of Verza attempted to tax the pipeline company in order to buy $20 million worth of clean-up equipment. Proud company, state of Alaska, ruled this illegal, so Alaskans not only did too little, it stopped others doing more. Exxon removed most of the remaining 900,000 barrels of oil still left in the ship and Bartley began to try to clean up the mess. Attention now turns to punishing the oil and pipeline companies for their incompetence. Under the 1973 law, Exxon's inability limited to $100 million, of which $40 million would come from Exxon and $86 million from a fund to which oil and pipeline companies have contributed. The fund presently holds about $248 million. If loyal negligence on the part of Exxon, the liability cap may be lifted and Exxon may have to pay the whole amount. The fisherman's claims alone would probably reach $150 million. Environmentalists were quickly to use the Exxon Valiant spill as an argument against further oil production from virgin wilderness. It undermines the oil companies' insistence that they can be trusted to keep their promise and will affect their plans to drive for oil of companies the process themselves.